This is Valley News Live at 10.
Straight away tonight, a reminder of the Amber Alert out of Pope County, Minnesota.
Police are asking for help finding 2-year-old Robert Ramirez, who they say was likely abducted, but they haven't said anything about who may have abducted him or what they might be driving. The toddler was last seen wearing a red long-sleeve t-shirt and black sweatpants with green stripes. If you have any information, please call 911. Tonight, the North Dakota woman accused of killing her college roommate Anita Knutson 15 years ago is being held on a $250,000 bond.
And we're learning more about the evidence against her. Nicole Rice never left the area in the 15 years since the murder, so her attorney says she's not a flight risk. She's been charged with murder and faces the possibility of life in prison without parole if convicted.
I do know that you don't have any history, at least as far as criminal activities are concerned. You do have quite a bit of family ties to the community. I understood that you are employed. Again, unknown as to your actual financial resources. And again, there's no history with regard to the record of appearances.
As part of her bond, Rice can't have any contact with Knutson's family and must submit a DNA sample to Ward County Sheriff's Department. Prosecutors say she told police that she was at her family's farm in Velva when Anita was murdered, but her statements, as well as those of her family, were inconsistent and contradicted each other. Rice was given a chance to speak during the hearing before her bond was set. She had no comment.
The court paperwork the prosecutors filed today indicates she admitted the crime to her boyfriend. Well, outside, another spring-like day across the valley. Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson is here to tell us how long this warmer stretch will last. Hutch.
Oh, you know what? We are right in the middle of this nice warm-up. The melting is on. Things are looking better, and I'm seeing a lot more smiles out there. It's not 100% because of St. Patrick's Day, although I know in large part that has something to do with it. Temperatures reaching the mid-40s in Fargo, Valley City, and Jamestown, near the upper 40s today. And how about 51 in Sisseton? A lot of near 40-degree readings out in Lakes Country as opposed to the 50s, and that's because you saw more clouds out there today. And oh, Larry the Leprechaun is very excited about the weekend forecast for the big St. Patrick's Day parade. That's on Saturday. We'll get to that. But for tonight, temperatures are falling below freezing, and that means, once again, any wet roads, sidewalks, decks, or porches could become very slippery. So take it slow first thing in the morning, and we're going to have once again a chance for some patchy dense fog. Details on that. All areas will slip down below freezing once again under mostly cloudy skies with patchy areas of fog. That'll be our main challenge the first couple hours of the day. Then after that, things get a lot more lucky. We'll go over all of that coming up here in just a wee little bit. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Hutch.
Tonight, President Biden says he plans a call with Chinese President Xi tomorrow to discuss Russia's recent invasion of Ukraine.
Tonight, we know a Minnesota man is among the people killed in Ukraine this week during the attacks. Camila Bernal has the latest.
Bombing has intensified. No way out. That was the last post from American James Hill before confirmation of his death. His Facebook detailing a chilling account of his last days in Ukraine. Intense bombing, still alive, limited food, room very cold. According to his family, Hill was waiting in a breadline with several other people when they were gunned down by Russian military snipers. His body was found in the street by the local police. Hill was in Chernihiv with his partner Ira, who's Ukrainian and battling MS. "We're hanging in there," he wrote on Monday. "Very cold inside. Food portions are reduced. Bombing and explosions most of the night. Hard to sleep. People getting depressed." In his post, he describes feeling helpless, hungry, and cold while narrating a war. Intense bombing last night for 2 hours. It was close to hospital. Machine gun fire could be heard. It stopped just after midnight. Hill even encouraging political action, posting this on March 7th. "For my American friends and relatives, please pressure your local representatives to expedite American visas for Ukrainians, especially for families with children and skilled workers."
In other news tonight, a Moorhead man is behind bars accused of fleeing police and choking a police dog. 36-year-old Martin Torres Jr. faces several charges, including being a felon in possession of a firearm and fleeing an officer. Court documents say on March 13th, Torres was trying to drive the car out of a ditch as he was being chased by police. They say they tased him, but he was still able to run off. When the police dog tackled Torres, he allegedly tried choking the dog. Deputies found a loaded firearm in his coat pocket. Police in Minnesota are trying to figure out what happened to a 22-year-old woman whose body was found at an elementary school. They say a man walking his dog by her saw a pile of snow Wednesday outside of Gage Elementary School, but they think she might have been there for a month. There's no information yet on how she died, and police say there weren't any obvious signs of what could have happened to her. Canada is easing up on its pandemic restrictions starting April 1st. Travelers will no longer need a COVID test to get in. Incoming tourists will still need to be vaccinated and upload their details to the ArriveCAN app.
Higher than normal gas prices mean MatBus has been kicking it into overdrive to keep up with those costs recently. The last time gas prices looked like this, back in 2008, the transit system saw around a 12% increase in people riding, so they wouldn't have to drive. This time around, MatBus says in just the past few weeks, they've already seen almost 20% more people in their bus seats.
Historically, we do see an uptick in ridership when gas prices increase. Obviously, it becomes more economical to take public transit than it does to fill up the gas tank in your car.
Although the city buses are becoming a bit more full, we want to remind you there is still room for folks celebrating St. Patrick's Day tonight. And speaking of not driving, you can also get a discount on a Lyft ride starting today through the North Dakota DOT's ND Sober Ride program. Use code VZMarch1 to get $10 off one Lyft ride anytime now through Monday. That program offers discount codes around major holidays and events, trying to keep drunk drivers off the roads. Although many might be celebrating St. Patrick's Day tonight, Saturday is the annual St. Patrick's Day or St. Patrick's Weekend Parade in downtown Fargo. It starts at 11 at Broadway and NP Avenue, moving through downtown Fargo on Broadway. It's the 25th year of this tradition, and on Saturday they're expecting the parade to be about an hour long, about 50 floats. Other activities are also happening downtown this weekend.
New for you tonight, despite some challenges, a Moorhead man picked up a unique hobby and is encouraging others to also find what makes them happy. Valley News Team's Alex Larson went to see some of what he's created.
I'm always just picking new stuff up, always learning new stuff.
David Will says he got his first computer in the early 80s and has never lost interest in the cool things that they can do.
My dad was a home builder. My mother was an artist. I got the best of both worlds. I had an airbrush in my hand when I was 6 years old.
Like his dad, Will used to be a home builder, but because of health issues, he could not do it anymore.
A heart attack, I had a stroke, I've got multiple sclerosis. I have a thing called trigeminal neuralgia, which is, they say, one of the worst pains known to mankind. I've been through it.
It was not going to stop him from doing what he loves, though. He got into all sorts of printing, from 3D to laser. Will even 3D prints parts for his chair.
You've only got a certain amount of time from the time you came into this world till the time you go out. Enjoy that time. That's everything. This is all for you.
He's printed designs onto leather, fabric, cups, and even a dollar bill.
I've got to learn it. I've got to do it. I've got to put my hands on it and go, I can do that. So I do.
Will says he was reading in groups from others who are interested in the same thing, and some of them were getting discouraged. He says if he can keep going in an assisted living home, in a wheelchair, operating out of a spare room in his apartment, everyone else can too.
I have good days, bad days, and stuff like that. My bad days, I just go, you better have the willpower to get your ass up and go.
Soon, he's hoping to teach others how to do what he does.
And I try to do the best I can to inspire people and help them. Hence the reason I have this on my joystick.
In Moorhead, Alex Larson, Valley News Live.
Will says he may soon make a business out of his hobby, and he says he's going to name it Willpower.
I get it. Still ahead tonight, a cautionary tale. The surprising way a Fargo woman says she was scammed out of hundreds of dollars.
And your weather warming up so beautifully once again, well into the 40s and near 40 across Minnesota, melting a lot of snow. The word is out. Geese are returning because they said it's warm up here. That's Cullum. Thanks for sharing your photo. Well, I'm going to tell you about that weekend forecast. Details coming up right after this.